If you fuck up at the weekends on your diet and you're an Indian, here's what you need to know. Whether you like it or not, you're on this spectrum. You might be thinking you're eating too little or not knowing, but ultimately you have your normal amount of calories on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit more on Friday because you got a little bit of a Friday feeling, and then Saturday and Sunday, boom, those calories are going up. And that averages out to a total amount of too fucking much. And that's why you're not losing weight. Instead, just choose one of these 3 strategies. Option number 1 is weekend Shilpa. You need to take your total amount of calories and take 2,500 calories for Saturday and for Sunday. So that can be 2,500. And that gives you enough flexibility to have a nice meal out, have a little bit more extra at the weekend. Now with the rest of your calories, let's say for example, that totaled out at 1,400, all you would do then for the rest of the time is do 1,400. Because across the total days, you've actually hit the total calories that you need. Over a full week, you would still lose the same amount of weight that you would do if you ate the same amount of calories every single day. All you need to just know is with this type of Shilpa, you just need to wait for the water fluctuations. You'll have more calories at the weekend, your weight will be higher on a Monday, but it should be, if it's working properly, below by next Friday before you have your next high Saturday, Sunday. Option number 2 is your performance per tel. If you like getting stronger in the gym and you want to get more muscle, you need to put more calories on the days that you train. So let's say for example, you train 4 days a week. You could have your highest amount of calories here, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let's say for example, you train on a Saturday. And then in between that, they're called your rest days. Then you would go lower on these days because you're not training, so you're not burning as many calories. This means that your training on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday will be pushed because extra carbohydrates, extra energy, you get stronger and still lose weight at the same time. But it means that your weekend flexibility has to go down a little bit and focus more on your performance days as opposed to your weekend maniacs. And then the last one is the daily daksha, which is where you have the same amount of calories every single day, which could be around about 1,700 just every single day. Now the thing with this is that you need to get very, very good at what we call the give and take. If I'm going to take 400 extra calories, 600 extra calories on the weekend, I need to minus it out of my day, take away breakfast, lunch, and then balance it back out. For this person, they can have the same food every single day, but they need to get better at pulling and pushing with what they're doing with their calories as opposed to going over. You don't need to go over sometimes, you just need to make adjustments before the day, after the day, or on the day to make sure the calories are going all right. They're not having these days where they're overcomplicating, have to worry about different foods on different days. They just simply eat the same structure every day and stay super consistent over a long enough period. It obviously breaks in between for holidays, nice events, but most of the time they're living on their daily daksha, which is I'm just going to eat the same amount and just make room within my calories by my choices. So to work out your calories for this, all you need to do is put your body weight in pounds, times that by 10 equals moderate to large deficit. So this is the number that you would use across the week. So if your body weight is 170 pounds, then you would times that by 10 and then equals 1,700. Now you might think that number is low or too little or whatnot. If you follow it appropriately, use the right food sources, that's what's going to take you there. I've used that same number to start everyone's diet for the last 12 years, London's best personal trainer, and worked with 3,000 South Asians. This is a great starting point. It gives a little bit of wiggle room for people that fuck up a little bit, but ultimately it's the right amount of calories across a week to still make progress and still not be 100% on it all of the time, because we know everyone's human.